today. Hi guys, so I just wanted to come on here and make a live video. Back a little bit. What I wanted to talk about tonight was I wanted to talk about the entrance exams. Um, I graduated LPN school in July 20th. My last actual date of school was June 23rd. So I didn't really have a chance to keep process. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to try to start from the beginning and then work my way up to fifth term. So what I did tonight was I went and I found the TEAS guide. Um, and this is what I used to study for the entrance exam for nursing school, for LPN school. And it was really helpful. So when you apply to either LPN school or RN school, you will either have to take the TEAS or you would have to take the NLN entrance exam, so the National League for Nursing exam. So I purchased both of these from Barnes and Nobles, both of these guides. So, and this one I believe was actually $19.99, and this guide was actually $65, but it was really, really worth it. So, but anyway, so let's start with the TEAS. So if you're applying for LPN school and they tell you, hey, you need to take the TEAS test, then what will happen is you'll go in, you'll meet with an advisor. The advisor will give you a date. Once your advisor gives you a date that you will come back for your TEAS test, then you can, get the study guide. Now, what I enjoyed about the study guide was that it was a free e-version, and you can download it to like your tablet or your iPad or even your cell phone, and you can go on to the app and or the ebook. And so what this book does is it breaks down what's going to be on the TEAS exam. Um, so here it is. So it'll say like reading, mathematics, English, language uses, science, human body science, which is like anatomy and physiology. And then it gives you a practice test question, and then it gives you a practice test 2, and then it gives you the conclusion, and then you can register, and then they give you a special offer where you can go online and buy extra items. But I wouldn't recommend buying anything extra because everything that you need is going to be in this book. So, um, when you get started in this book, it tells you so how the study guide is organized, and then it tells you how to study for the TEAS test, and then it, it gives you these charts, um, and you can use these charts to know, okay, this is my weak area. Maybe you have English is your weak area, reading, but it'll break everything down for you. um, Another thing I enjoyed about this book was that this book had self-assessment. So what you do is you go and you take a test, which is like the first thing you do in this book. You take a test, and the test shows you what you're strong in and what you're weak in. And once you figure out what you're strong or what you're weak in, then you can do more questions in that area. Now, if you download the free ebook comes with questions too, that you can do in whatever area that you're weak in. Another thing about the study guide gives you free online resources to other websites that will help you. So I'll just show you what it does. Is I'll show you how. So this is the reading self-assessment, right? And so you have the reading self-assessment, and then you answer the questions here, and then when you go on to the next page, it'll say, okay, um, this is what you got wrong, this is what you got right. And then once you go through that, you'll realize, okay, this is what I need to focus on, this is what I need to study. So this is pretty much all I have to say about this book. If you have any questions about this book, give me, leave a comment below and I'll answer the best I can. Okay, so now when I applied for nursing school, I applied for LaSalle University, and they offer a RN BSN program, and it is, if you're going full time, it'll be 4 years, and then, oh no, I'm sorry, it was 2 years, and then if you're going part time, it was 3 years. So the entrance exam that you have to take for LaSalle University is the NLN, and the NLN is more advanced, I would say, than the TEAS test. It asks different questions that I've never, more like the SATs, because it would say like what's the frequency, or the wavelength, like it was all different types of questions. I couldn't even begin to tell you what type of questions it was. But this this book is, even though it's $65, it's really, really worth it, because not only do you get this book, and the book will break down to you about, what's on the test and how to study. It comes with a CD, and you put the disc in your computer, and you um, download the program to your computer. And when you download the program to your computer, it will actually just say, okay, how many test questions do you want to do today? And you'll say, okay, I want to do 25 test questions. Or it'll say something like, which area do you want to test in, and then you just choose which area you want to test in. And then, so when you choose that area to test in, it'll just keep giving you, you can even select it. You can say 25, 50, however many questions you want to do in that area, you'll be able to do in that area. And this comes with this book. So what I did was, I read some of the book, and the chapters that I would recommend you to read in both of these books, if you purchase these books, is let me see. So like here it says content of the NLN pre-admissions examination, right? I would go to, so that's like one of the first things you should read, page 5. And when you go to page 5 will tell you what the test is made of. And that's what you need to know. What kind of questions are they going to ask? And then another thing that you need to understand is how to answer questions. And I'll get more into that. But I feel like the reason why I did so well on the NCLEX was because I learned early on how to answer questions. Every test is different. Like when you go for your driver's test, that's one kind of test. When you go for your, pre-test, it's going to be one. When you start doing ATIs, that's a different type of questions. It's always a different logic and a different. Sorry, it's a siren in the background. So you put on the pass. Hopefully they'll go save somebody's life, right? That's good. But what you'll start seeing is that every test is asking, like when you take the NCLEX is saying, okay, are you competent enough to be a nurse? When you take the ATIs, is asking you like, okay, what is the logic behind these questions and how do I answer them? So the same thing, the difference between the TEAS test and the LNL test is their logic behind each test is different. So what you would do, test taking strategies, I would definitely read that chapter in each book. And I would read, what is the test made of? What's in the test? So those are the two things that I wanted to cover with these two books. Another thing I wanted you to think about, and if you have any questions about that stuff, I thought people would log on, but everybody's probably asleep. So another thing that I wanted to talk about, when you first start nursing school or you're considering going to nursing school, and that nobody told me about, and it completely blindsided me and a lot of my classmates when we started school, and that was the physical that you have to have completed in order to, one, start nursing school, and then two, definitely must be completely completed before you start your um, clinicals, right? So this physical is a physical, right? And it'll say, okay, medical history and physical examination questionnaire. And this is basically, I'll tell you how many pages it is. It is, okay, so mine was 5 pages. So what you do is you have to have a TB test, and once you have your TB test, you also have to have lab work drawn. The lab work has to be drawn to test your titers to make sure that um, your titers. So let me see if I can show you mine. So it'll say rubella, uh, measles, and then it'll say mumps, varicella, hepatitis B vaccine, diphtheria, and tetanus. So shot, booster shot within the past 10 years. So you'll have this form. Can you see it? And it will say um, if you need to have the titers, or if you don't need it, whatever. I mean the boosters. I'm sorry. If you need the boosters or not. Now, what people don't tell you about this is that a lot of either health insurance, I don't know if it's the health insurance that doesn't cover it or if it's that your doctor won't complete it, but this is if you need all of the boosters, and if you need the lab work, and if you need the TB, if you need the x-ray, this is a $400 physical. Okay? I had classmates who could not start clinicals because they could not afford the physical, because they could not afford the lab work. Um, and it took so long. Now, God blessed me because I was able to afford my physical. I was able to afford my lab work. A lot of the stuff I didn't need. My titers were at a good level, so um, I didn't need a lot of the stuff. However, if you have to have this physical completed, I would say to you, do not give up. Okay, find if you have to have this physical completed and you do not have health insurance, and or your health insurance won't cover it, find what is it called? I can't. A free health center. Find some type of clinic. Call around. Call different hospitals, because there are programs that we later found that would fill this physical out for free. And I think one of my classmates, she ended up paying $25 to have the whole thing completed, boosters and everything. So look around, look at like Concentra, look at the health centers, look around. And that's one thing about anything you try to do in life. There's always going to be roadblocks. There's always going to be things that come up and you don't even think about it. You don't expect it. You're like, okay, I paid $75 for the entrance exam. I paid $65 for the study guide, and now I get this test. Do not give up. Do not give up. Find ways to have the physical completed. Find ways, even if you can't afford to buy the study guides that I shown you here. I will do some research, and I'll put some emails. Some links below to some free online where you can just go www um, free TEAS questions, or www free questions, or go to www all nurses lab or something. It's a discussion board where a lot of people post different resources. Look around, go on Facebook, try to find nursing student groups and different things where you'll be able to find some of these things, because they're not cheap. And it's only through the grace of God that I was able to afford a lot of the stuff that I bought during before nursing school, because I really wanted to go to nursing school for a long, long time. So when I started nursing school, I had like 2 Littman stethoscopes because my friends kept getting me